Ebusia asɛm no enya agita de womi yo yemame Akosua Serwaa ni UK lawyer ya yefen lawyer Jumanah Serwaa watimi akokoten the doctors abati endra omunya akonya ekupie mu ewo Kumasi Appeals Court no watin chirichirimu di aba wo chirimu se Timlika wives munyi mani kakla na de ba no emu odepa Ebusia ye mami a react aside the huge advice edi abrayen a ebusia ye be nya konya nya kwakotie enkomo no mu nchirechire mu nyina edi free lawyer Jumanah Serwaa asoye edi abro ne odi ekone de ba ade ba kwa mesre enso be subscribe channel no edi amame wo subscribe wi a me abel no anytime me ya update u benya notification na wetimi enjoy the ekoso e platform we so M&B Express Logistics say opeke we atoka ye papa latest cars nya no maso ye eno mbenya no enti contact M&B Express Logistics na monstati eni kitaho na bra bedi adanse edimame na bibia entimi endita na kwen yenya konya ne nkotie our lawyer Jumanah Serwaa no common emfa emra semno abusuya nya agita.
We have a good legal team behind us. And the empire has them museum empire mamu. Na yam focus in near more munya juma na mu ye juma. Na yet like we can relax a little bit in our hearts. So yeah, we have a good team. All we need to focus on to make sure the woman know we should cover to make sure no more team no munya juma na ye maye. And that time I me catch munya. But at the same time, me mamu information na mu kwa bonte na obi kasa. Ubetimi idea betimi ehun se bia mo kan nyina ento so yi maka twe ni yi I think maka ni and so okay, the topic is how does appeal work in Ghana. So appeal courts, how do they work? We're not going to look at who's right, who's wrong. We're not going to discuss the individual women. We're going to try. We're going to be polite. Oh, today the tree is good. Okay, I'll carry on then. We're going to try. We're going to be, professional and polite. So, Priscilla, Tina, Mbambe, Ambe, Po, Kimia. Means mean casta, mean anything. I'm going to be very respectful because me bad short. Priscilla Camp. Don't come and poke me because you know what me I get triggered. Will come my mommy get triggered. Now I can't be by your madam. Timon's peaceful conversation here. And my let's start off. Pacho, you can request to join and you can report it. Oh, who's reporting me? Okay. Okay. The first question is, what is an appeal? I mean, clarify what an appeal is. So, what the case the court on not judging it kind like Dorinda or Casse. Oh, I'm gonna say okay. My main for AI. I'm gonna say, what is this? What do I do? How do I do the AI stuff? Settings. My main settings. Okay. There's one for AI. I'll put that there. Okay. So court like with my mom went to court. Na Dorinda, and my judgment. Na yempa. Like, well, how do I explain it? Say, I'm kuya mawa. But I say, over grounds. You have to have legal grounds in law. Say the decision of the mama no. I'm kuya mama intimpe say. Obi foforo ana ayi kofo panel of judges no mo share so mame no mo ohwemu say ampa the year no one ankoyi one follow certain process or decision we mame and yes say it's like in law no normally no it's not an attack on the judge. It's we are all human and it's like it allows you to another human being to check say their way no one fa she made a mistake into yen interest differently. My kind of English amount, and so then it makes more sense. And appeal is not about a new trial, but so the appeal is not about a new trial, but there's a but, and I'll explain it to you at a later stage. Appeal generally looks at the following. Was the law correctly applied? So was there an error of law? It looks at, was the evidence properly assessed? Okay, so it was an error of facts. Did the parties receive a fair hearing? You're going to look at things like, was there any biasness? Did you treat one party better than the other party? Were there any procedural errors? And you would, the way she managed the court proceedings, or making wrong decisions in the way she did it, that kind of stuff. So procedurally, or follow all the process she's supposed to follow. So normally it's not asking for a new trial. It is trying to make an application, say these points, under these points, judge did not manage and did not deal with the case the way she's supposed to deal with the case. Until I have grounds, they call them grounds. I have grounds to appeal the decision that the judge made in my case. That is how they look at the case. So the question is no one is here. No one wants to have an interaction session. Everyone just listening. And I'm more sure football, and I'm more sure another person. So let's go to next one. Okay, I've got so many information here that if someone asks me a question, but one of the things we have, an appeal is like a review of the judgment. Yes, it is. It's in a review of the judgment, and it's a judgment on the pet. So your mommy has various grounds, and I have read the grounds in details, and I think in this particular case, if any of you remember a judgment on Queen Emma's platform, I looked at it and I was like, she should appeal on these grounds, because to me, when I was looking at the case, I definitely thought, especially procedural. I thought the procedure, the fact that she should know, or she has the capability to understand how long it normally takes to authenticate a marriage certificate from a foreign country. And when I did my research, I realized that it can take up to 10 months, and for certain countries. And I also did research. When I visited, they essentially did not have that process in place. They were not willing to do it. So there was a whole, almost mean breaking it down, there is a whole, essentially there's a whole issues around procedurally. Was it right for her to try and hear the case within 4 weeks? She may have had the best intention, but that was procedurally, it was just not fair. It would essentially prejudice the other party. You have to give each party a fair chance to put their evidence and their witnesses forward. And by restricting one party from being able to provide the key evidence, the substantial, it was crucial to the case, you denied her the right to a fair trial, and that cannot be procedurally. It was procedurally irregular. It was just not appropriate for her. Judges have a duty to effectively manage cases, and personally, from my personal views, I don't believe the case was effectively managed, because effective management of a case is to allow the party sufficient time to provide the evidence. So yes, there are various grounds, and let me say that we were successful in court today, okay? But it's not. I will explain something. Successful in court means we were allowed to amend the grounds, to add further grounds onto it. So we were very blessed. We had a successful day in court. We can all sleep easy knowing that we are going to have a trial that looks at all the key information they need to look at, and that there is no restriction. So that is it's a win for Team Legal Wives. And this is not in any way to shame anyone or anything, but I think both parties should really want the truth to come out, and allowing the evidence to be introduced, and allowing things to be looked at fairly, is really wanting the truth to come out. You don't want to suppress the truth. Everybody wants the truth, right? So the good news is we were blessed and lucky enough that today's application was successful. So yeah, Mum had various grounds, and there's part of me that want to give you a quick summary, but there's part of me that thinking, no, we're not going to talk about it because they're going to be listening. And whenever, one thing that I want to mention here about a lot of people and what they say about Mummy's marriage, I just want to say that when they say that, I just think you should laugh at them. They're delusional. It's just very delusional. And one of the questions I would say is that a very powerful man called Paul Desi Lumumba had ample opportunity. He was powerful, he had money, and if he wanted to end this marriage, he would have ended it. Okay? And that is one thing people they do not want to accept that fact. That is a simple fact. If Mr. Fosu, Charles Fosu, really wanted to end his marriage, he would have ended it. And he was a grown man, and he made his choices. And though one of the choices he categorically made for himself, is that he would want to remain married. And it's not like he forgot about it and just kind of sat on it. He was actually given an opportunity in 2018. She gave him the opportunity on the table. She said, divorce me. And he chose not to. So we need to remember that no matter what anyone say, he chose not to. Don't let them lie to you about, if we know what Team B is. How many times have Team B visited Germany? How many times have they visited Germany to file documents? And if they had the documents, like they claim they've filed evidence and they've got the documents. Well, we're here now. We're in June, and you still haven't produced these divorce papers. And I want to make very clear, it is very difficult to get information about an individual, but there are certain records that are public. One of them being divorce certificates. They are public. So if there is one, you could pull it. The solicitors could just pull it, but there isn't any. Mr. Charles Fosu chose to be married to his wife. Whatever he told you, he chose to be married to his wife. So I'm not going to go into the ground. So we can move on to. But all I will say is good news. Today we can smile, we can sleep. I want everyone to have good sleep. One of the days when I had the best sleep was when my mama Serwaa, Mrs. Serwaa Fosu, came to Ghana in January, and the reception she received, it was beautiful. I could see in her face the shock. People who even loved her or cared about her, and the panic when she when she arrived, and the shock of the love that Ghanaians gave her. And I remember that day I said, I'm going to sleep well, and I did. I had a 10-hour sleep, and I hadn't slept properly for months, but I had a 10-hour sleep. I think it's going to be the same thing today. We're going to have that, that feeling of maybe there is hope. The Ghana judicial system will do the right thing. Will put the truth where it is, and women will understand that you cannot build your family on the back of another woman's pain. That is the key thing that I'm not saying this to bash anyone. I am not saying this to humiliate anyone. That is not my intention. But what I'm saying is that as women, we just need to learn lessons from it. And one of them is that, make sure that men are actually available when you seek to build your family in the back of another woman's, with a man. So that is it. It's just, wrong is wrong. And to me, I think there are victims, right? But there's only one victim that is a victim all the way through. And I think Mr. Akosua is the only victim from the beginning to the end. There are some people who may have been victim at some point, but they are not victim the whole way. They had knowledge and they put themselves first, and they did not consider the other woman's feelings or the fact that what they were doing to another woman was just wrong. So I want to make that clear. So that's why I'm so happy with this. Like, we might get justice. Okay. I want to say things. I have a whole 3 pages, but then I'm really, I don't want to give anything away. And everyone else as well, if you go to people's live and they're trying to break things down, try and give them a warning that it's better, because the case has not been finalized, it's better to just keep our mouth shut. I've got paperwork, I could go into things, I can give you juice, but you realize I never do that. And I don't do that because I just think you never put all your cards out during litigation. You keep them hidden, and you essentially just focused on working hard, and you only fully celebrate when you get the outcome that you want. And when everything is finished, then you celebrate. So please remind everyone to just calm down, keep information to themselves, and let's just keep praying and supporting in the most respectful way possible each other. Just, let's try and move away. Unless they poke us, and unless they start swearing at mum, we will just be respectful. The common questions that I am going to know, since no one is really asking, unless Josephine wants to ask, I've put some questions and answers down for myself. Can authenticating the German marriage certificate, if we finally get the Ghana embassy in Germany to authenticate, to go through those steps that Judge Dorinda Arthur Smith placed a lot of weight on, could that change the outcome? I'm going to answer that because it's a general question, okay? And I'll say potentially yes. I think that would be one of our biggest case forward, is that yes, if we are finally able to authenticate, if we have now authenticated the German marriage certificate, then it is a really good step for us. It's a good, achievement for us. So I'll say yes. And I will also say, I'm not going to go too much, but I'll say yes. I'm so scared to give anything, but I'll say yes. I say yes. It's a very,
that's it, my dear. That's it.
It's a very good step for us in the right direction. Okay. The next thing is, the next question, and I think it would significantly affect the outcome. Okay. That's one thing I want to say. I want to also put out so you can understand is that successful appeal means that the Mama Serwaa will automatically win. No, it doesn't mean that. Okay. These are the possible outcomes of appeal. Retrial. So, like I said before, the appeal does not mean that they're gonna rehear all the evidence, but one of the outcome of an appeal, because appeal is like legal arguments, you put legal arguments forward for the judges, and the judges essentially they don't, essentially make a decision on the legal arguments. And it's normally lawyers arguing amongst themselves in court. Each party will have their arguments, and they'll put it.
Yeah, can you mute yourself, please?
And that is how it works. But one of the outcome of appeal, which judges, the panel of judges can decide that there should be a retrial. Although they have the evidence, they can't make a decision on it, and a retrial is the best way forward. And I heard Priscilla team jubilating that, Mama Serwaa, if there's a retrial, then they hope they're going to get a judge who's going to say Mama Serwaa is not a wife and only Priscilla is a wife. I mean, listen, ignore that. But there could be a retrial, and if there is a retrial, the judge can substitute the outcome with their own decision. So, yeah, the likelihood of them gaining what they say they're going to gain is very slim, but the retrial is a possible outcome. The next one can be remitted back to the High Court. Sometime you can go back to the judge to make a new decision on the case. There could be a variation of the decision. So the judge may say, hey, we've got enough information and we're just going to give you an outcome now. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, actually, we don't believe, we on the evidence. Pray to God, pray to God, pray to God. This is why I could never be a lawyer on this case, because I'm emotionally attached to it. I'm so emotional. Lawyers cannot be emotionally engaged in a case and take it on, because you're not going to give your best performance. But the outcome could be the judge can look at it and say, okay, well, I'm going to change this part based on the evidence that's been submitted or allowed to be submitted as part of the appeal. And or maybe there's no additional evidence. But if there's no additional evidence, you can say, based on the information before me, I think this is what I hope to get. I think that Mrs. Serwaa was the lawful wife of, stop liking to them. Oh, okay. Was the lawful wife of Daddy Lumba, and therefore she's the only wife. So that could be an outcome that they could, because the law is very specific on this, and therefore this is the outcome. Or they can say something else, but that is.
Can I come in for a little bit, or if it's okay with you? Yeah. At this point, I want to. It's my mind. I want to say that for the possibility and the whatever outcome, whatever. No, I think, can we hold for now, because you're a lawyer? If you are to explain, if you are to talk, automatically you are going to say.
No, I'm not talking about her case. I'm just talking about the possible outcome the judges can give. Just giving a broad understanding of the possible outcome, but not. Yeah,
but for the possible outcome, what I think for me is, even the possible outcome right now, I believe that we team legal wise, we don't really need to let them know anything. After that, we can explain everything to them, because as you can see, as we kept what we kept, has led us to why we are now today, and we are smiling. So we are not ready to let them know the possible outcome or whatever. We shouldn't be ready right now. I beg of you, my dear. We shouldn't prepare anybody, or we've already prepared us. We've fought a good fight, and we've passed through hell. Right now, if you are a team legal wife and you don't have a strong heart, then I don't think you are a team legal wife, because the worst has already come. What next? You understand?
Jessica, what I'm giving you here is something you can get from Google, like this. This is not. I know.
So let everybody, let us all. Jumanah, please, let us all go to Google right now. Everybody is using.
Everybody wants to talk. Marcus said, "Wow, the documents, and you're real. I say, what is said? The people who are Mumbongu, Amobwa. Me say, Amobwa.
Yeah, my lovely Jumanah, we need to share from a day now. Papa, she Becca, so Moko, German embassy in Ghana. Emma, Womo cry the ye, Omo printing when the man, and no cry enough to me, because Omo na brofono, everything is our system. So,
one place.
Will be a document be Irano. Would your corner say was system
date of birth, everything will come out.
I will write it for you. And the ones who between Yan or Ghana, German Bez or Ghana, and no enough money. But Miss Kamia Judge and I can no crown me here any authentication yet to the and no
listen, me, I want to give the judge grace today. I don't want to say Judge Dorinda. I don't want to be disrespectful. I want a grace,
No, I'm saying that if me, I'm
doing the disclaimer. I'm doing a disclaimer before I speak. Mommy, nice. I mean, casa. Oh, but you say why can't I come be nice? Yeah, no, I don't mean to. So me, they say me casa me put a chop me boom me person come be here. But me who said no? Oh yeah, fan of that lumba. Very fan of that lumba. No, to drink say. Oh yeah,
or pepe.
What the Lumba would want. That's what I think.
Okay.
Or no dream say as a fan, no, or no, yeah, what that the Lumba will want. And so Pebibia, I make both women wives. Even if say among your both women are no wife. One say or some yeah, and so or can't say both women. Normally you can't make a declaration on who should do kuna. That's for the family.
Yeah.
Well, not now, so can say both women should be allowed to do. You know, they must let both women be do kuna. And no, dream say or my judgments for peace and for unity and love. But genuinely no. One fact, no so or the come on a year, and now yeah, come on a year, and the come on a year. Your yes, and so what's a Marcus Serwaa without even wanting to. That's what I'm hoping. I want to pray that way because that way, it will give me much more peace. Say, Oba and my fellow woman did not intentionally do this to a legally wedded wife. I have to believe in my mind. Say, Judge, she had the best intentions and she made the wrong judgment when it comes to emotional judgment at the time. And this is a time for Ghana and herself to correct this injustice. So that's my big belief, because there's no way when I looked at the law, she wrote it very well and she tried to write it very well, but I'm sorry.
It wasn't the best, because looking at things, Jumanah, it was a rush to do this funeral or to lay daddy in rest caused a lot of problems,
caused a lot of pain and damage
and everything. It's saying Kamini feel say when they were going to the court, Naminim said a bit prolonged it up until even after the match they were proposing, because normally that's what it should have been. But being in a rush to do it within that 2 weeks and whatever didn't help.
It didn't help.
It didn't help. Although say we are okay, those guys say you're my fan or you're me say that is not what this man wanted.
Yeah.
Because if this is what this man wanted, there's been peace and you lay everything down. So the fact say what really annoys me the most, Jemima, I don't know some ethics, if it's in nature, say the same lawyer or whoever or say in the for deal.
Yeah.
And if even they pronounce these two as wives, why do you? Oh God!
I mean, it was what I want to say.
They make a mockery of Mami Akosua Serwaa by punishing her image. It was intentional.
I don't want to make
discredit her.
I don't want to make accusation, but I think the way that they acted on UTV was inhumane and degrading. It was and the way Captain Smart, this is the reason why sometimes I don't even respect I'm sorry, but the Ghana judicial system and the police services, because the way Captain Smart can come online on a national radio station and be disgraceful, disrespectful, openly discuss that they will not follow a judgment. How can you talk about contempt of court? No, beat me back or beat me back. And I know that once judgment is done, beat me back. Like I said, basically, Serwaa has to apologize. When the judge has given you an order to let both women, also Serwaa should apologize. Move in so you disclose.
Samana, your friend Captain Smart, and Kwame hire one. Oba, I always have maybe. And who send a young Bema and a Yirini, no Apapa farm. Me who young man a coffin for but one was a bear man, 18 coffin a young bear my just a captain's man, decided power or young maybe say, man, your surprise. Man, your surprise, or a demon himself.
Minya Bema, what about Kasa? Minya Bema Pacho, Kasa, why? Me glasses, I can't even read your name properly. With my glasses now. That's it, Bre Pacho, Minya Bema, Pacho Kasa. Me mau give Kakra.
Lawyer, good evening.
Good evening.
Please, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. It's always nice to hear from you.
Oh, thanks so much. I wanted to make some inquiries about the appeal.
Yes.
I cited the legal documents from the courts, and I wanted to ask: number one, legally, can they make amendments in the appeal, the one they filed on the 1st of December last year?
Yes, they've already done that, and it's been granted.
Oh, okay. And also about changing Mami Akosua's lawyer. That one too, is it ideal?
It's done. It was done long time already.
Okay. So on the 11th of June, what actually are they going to do at the court?
They already had done. The 11th of June has already been done. So today they went
Okay.
Yeah, today it was done today. So they went to amend the motion. And the appeal, and that was granted. So the motion to amend it. So the motion to amend the appeal was granted.
Okay, so were the defendants' lawyers around? Did they come?
I didn't ask about them. They didn't have to go. They didn't want to. I know that Mr. Penny lawyers were not going to go. Whether Priscilla's lawyers were, I'm not sure. But I know from the internet that Mr. Penny and Mr. Owusu, no Mr. Penny, Mr. Owusu had decided not to go to court.
Okay, all right. That was what I wanted to ask.
Yeah, so it has been granted. We've had a few good news. I'm not going to tell all of you all that stuff, but we've had very, very good news, very positive. We've got to continue to pray. Let's continue to pray. Yes.
All right, sure. Thank you very much for the clarification.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Jemima, if you speak to Ma, tell her we love her and we know that she's standing in for all women, marriages, everyone, even all the men, so that everyone will know what they are trekking on when they decide to go through this route of marriage. Now, through her and her husband, everyone is aware now of what the different types of marriages, that education wasn't there. So everyone is aware of what route to choose if you are married legally, things that you have to do and stuff like that.
Exactly. So
when this marriage thing happened, I asked because I live in the UK, I live in Crawley anyway. So my sister lives in Ghana, so straight away we're having a conversation. I said, have you actually gone to, because I know they've done civil church wedding and stuff like that.
Yeah. And
through this, they've gone to gazette their marriage. It's gazetted now. So it's an eye open. It takes a fool to actually insult this woman. But they should know this woman is opening people's eyes.
She's been used as an educative tool, for everyone to understand. No one should, not just for married women, but also for those women who want to
get married.
Yeah, not in a relationship with certain men. Be brave enough to question, to investigate, to put don't invest years of your life and don't settle for somebody else's husband. If the man truly loves you, they should dissolve the marriage. And what people don't understand is there's a lot of men who are on Priscilla's side. Let me just explain something to you about those men who are on Priscilla's side. They are on Priscilla's side because they see Serwaa as exposing the selfish behavior. Because it only benefits a man to consume all the assets of his and his wife during his lifetime, then dies, and then leave the women to have to fight over it. So the lawful wife if she has the vim, will know she's allowed to take the assets and she'll take the assets from the other woman. But the other woman also have children. So what broke and cry all this stuff, and you don't get nothing. The kids might get something small, but you don't get nothing. Say for example, the man only has one house. And say free if you want Jane. It's like, so it's basically saying to women, ask the right question. You know, if a man tells you, me didn't put Jaya. Now, I'm not saying, I don't believe Priscilla did not know. Priscilla was fully aware. Priscilla was caught more than one occasion, so she was fully aware. But maybe he lied as time went by. Priscilla was fully aware, but maybe she was misled at some point.
Yeah.
And what I would say is that also for parents of these women, you should never sell your child on for peanuts. You know, for the value of like your child, you should. It doesn't matter what the man says or how much money he claims to have. No, you should investigate. You should investigate. I think the cheapest form of the cheapest way to, you know, it's very cheap to be willing to give up your life. Why I mean animal? Huh? Okay.
Dr. Jumanah, let me come in with something.
Okay.
You know, initially I was worried about the 6 children and stuff like that. But when this thing happened here, Mom came in with a good intention. She had no issues at all. Because at the point where she was even being introduced as that Akosua Serwaa, and this is the wife and this is the in-law, she didn't do nothing. She composed herself. She was just going with the flow, because she didn't want anything to happen to the husband.
No, she corrected them. Let's be very clear. She corrected them, but she corrected them privately.
Yeah.
So I think people misunderstand, like, you know, she corrected them, but privately. I'm telling you now, she corrected them. It's not like she was like willing to be seen as that. She wasn't going to cause a scene out of respect for her husband, but she corrected it. People must know that this is not something that they just found out. She made it clear to them. They knew who she was, and they tried to play the game, and it was corrected.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Because and they apologized to her. So now, why would they push her to that point for her to go to the court? These are some of the things that baffles me, and sometimes I feel really sad for the young children, because we have gone through this route at all.
We shouldn't have. Listen, and for someone who's been silent for so many years, this would never have been what she wanted. She wanted peace. She wanted everybody to get. So when she initially came to Ghana, everyone must remember this. She was thinking, there's 6 children here. Myself and Priscilla will work together to take care of these kids. Yeah. She was never seeing Priscilla. Listen, she was the one that asked for her and Priscilla to speak.
Yeah,
this is a fact. She was
willing to take some of the children to take care of them here.
And the disrespect is when TikTok lawyer was like, "Nah, what do you mean she wants to take the kids to me? She's trying to put the person that can't take look after her own kids. And what kind of a mother is she?" I said, "What?"
They thought she was going to claim benefits for that.
And so the disrespect, these individuals have been very, like, she came with love and peace, and she came with thinking about everybody. Listen, this is what my husband, I don't blame you, I blame him. Yeah. But I don't blame the kids, and so we can work together. We are the ones left. Let's work together, take up the kids. Let's, make Mama Serwaa. Shit, that day, no, almost say, and they had big men in the house. If Akosua Serwaa did anything, they're gonna show her pepper. You're gonna show me pepper. I will sell all my stuff before I reach Ghana. I will sell my stuff so I can show you pepper on the day. This is what I say. This is what I will sell my stuff.
Jumanah,
I will sell my stuff so when I come to go with them because I want to play games. No, you are lucky enough when you're someone who's so peaceful. Abba is not going to take the piss.
It's because they know she's peaceful. That's why they wanted to take advantage of her.
Yeah, me, I would listen. Me as a woman. Hey.
Keep it settled, yeah? Because you're a lawyer. Don't say certain words.
No,
please.
but I will. No, I'm being no. That's because I'm a lawyer. I am saying to you, I'm not disrespecting anybody. I'm saying I will sell everything to fight for my rights. There is nothing wrong. Let's make something clear. There is nothing wrong with me saying I will fight for my right. I wouldn't come and someone that I classify as a mistress. Would I come with peace? I'm sorry, I wouldn't come like let me be honest. Just because I'm legally trained and a lawyer does not mean that I don't have a private life, and there's certain things that is my barrier. What is my barrier? I don't condemn. I will never deal with another woman trying to attach herself to me. And my husband, I will never be okay with that. I will never say because my husband is dead now, let's bring peace. I'm gonna lie, I would not. As a woman, that's a personal choice.
And that's your personal choice.
And you're telling me that if me coming to my house and this is what you're going to do, I will make sure I am able to protect myself, but also accept my rights. The meaning let's make something clear. I'm not talking about coming to, because the way they were talking about Mom was that because she was respectful and good, if she had dared, they would show her pepper. What?
Imagine.
That's a disrespect. It's a big disrespect. And me, I will not let somebody bully me into submission. But I'm not saying that Mommy was bullied in submission. She's just a naturally peaceful person. But the fact that she's a naturally peaceful person, that you think that should give you, because she's a peaceful person, is a reason why people pretended to do the Lumba's lawyers. That is the reason why, because when I said I would sell everything I have to protect, I would sell everything. So I would come with 4 lawyers. I would come with the mindset that we're gonna fight for things.
You prepare yourself.
I'm talking about legal fights.
Yeah.
So I will come with that mindset of being totally because remember this, Priscilla had lawyers in her house the day that Lumba died.
Hey.
So, that's my understanding of the facts is about from reading the NIB information. It looks like Lawyer Fati was there 7 a.m. or something like that. That's according to the information in the public domain. I don't know, but if therefore she
was prepared. She was prepared for Ma.
Yeah, she
was prepared for Ma, but Ma came in peace.
So she had, according to the information in the public domain, she had Lawyer Fati there the morning of his death. She remembered to call the lawyer because she was thinking about protecting herself.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
So imagine she was prepared for Ma, but Ma came in peace.
She came prepared. Mom came with love and unity.
Peace.
She came. She came well prepared to take action, to protect her legal rights, her interests. This is what I mean by I would fight. I would never in my head think I'm going to a peaceful environment, because in my mind, from my experience, you should know that some human beings are evil. So I would go prepared. Yeah, Mom came unaware. She was totally unaware. She came with love and peace. She wanted to bring people together, and she just felt like this is, and she was blindsided, left, right, and center. And even when people did certain things to her, made comments that was inappropriate, even when the online stuff was going on that was inappropriate, she just kind of let it go. If you look at the facts, it's like so many things was done to her indirectly and directly for us to get to where we are now.
Yeah, it's true. It was direct and indirectly. Exactly.
Yeah. Like, and I'll also explain something to you about why I thought, how can you go and just live with my husband? My husband dies, and you are angry that someone brought me to my husband's house.
Exactly. I didn't, when I heard, I'm like, what?
You are angry that someone I came to my husband's house. That to me would have made me think, this guy doesn't want peace.
Auntie Jumanah, good evening everybody. I think she doesn't want peace at all because no everything na oba so be piano obe there no obe fire na ofo se obi a nani da ne ho so a ono abetale obi kunu ho no yin se oba ye ne papa na bobra enioma guo chale nya sikedi onye Jumanah oba ye hwe ni picture bi kra ye hu ya na ye se wa wo mienu pono no nti just imagine into one no your opportunist and waba and wabe who send sikata or and at the end of the day no ono make every move be as on no betimi achieve be better e dey free baby or one not like not like
the only thing is maybe it wasn't her, maybe it was the people around her.
But no, na say onim so any papa so good heart or bet she said your mommy ene na aye ene hwan na wo bekwa kofa ni kunu a obehu se woni ni kunu twempana na ombe ye basa but mommy on say respect our mani kunu ntino ana ohun se wo ya akwala enya afi no ni wo be ye ana papa no so no oni papa na bobra since 1985 enye ne
yeah
what you say enye ne na sa mami e bunani egu so kwase asa no na wo wajeja wa ma wo ya eye ni bre enkofo na omudi na chi no enkofo na omudi na chi no.
Remember we went to be peace. I team legal wise.